Hey everybody, it's Sunday and we're working on the bus. So today, trying to get the shower pan installed so that we can start putting some walls up, because you gotta let this thing sit for a day at least, and this is gonna be an ugly week. But so we're starting to drill the hole. We marked where the drain hole is gonna sit, and now we're just punching a hole through and praying that we don't hit anything important.
"2,000 years later."
Good Lord, that was a hole. You can see how many layers I had to get through. And the bottom one is sheet metal, and that hole saw did not like that metal, so I had to punch it with a screwdriver. But it's through. We didn't hit nothing. You can see down into the abyss. We got lucky. I didn't see any framework there, so I wasn't too worried about hitting that. But there's always the proverbial airline or electrical wiring or whatever. But we got through it, so that's a win. Well, it's Saturday. Change of plan yet again, though. We were supposed to be working on the bathroom, but it's 95 outside and it's probably 100 and change in the bus. So we're working on putting in one of the air conditioners, even if it's quasi-temporary. And the original plan was to put one of the, because we're putting a mini split in, we were going to drop this tank and put one of the mini splits in that location, but it'd just barely fit, and it would make working on the engine pretty much impossible. And with this air cleaner in the way, it just didn't seem that feasible. So we're going with plan B, which plan B I think is going to work out real well, but it's a little more complicated. So the new plan is to put both units into this bay, which used to house, well, still currently houses the condenser. So we're going to take all these motors out, take all that out, take all that out, basically gut this cabinet and stack one on top of the other, which we should be able to do if we take this floor plan out. But fun fact, and of course hindsight, you know, you always can see it, but we didn't realize that panel actually attaches to the condenser unit. So we're going to have to build a new frame to come across and go over and reattach the locking mechanism. So little unanticipated side work, but I think at the end of the day this is going to be the way to go, because it'll allow me to put these things in and they won't obstruct the engine. Hey guys, it's Sunday and we're still trying to clear out this cabinet here for our mini splits. Didn't make too much progress because it was hot, but we're just going to continue on with this, get all this stuff out, pull this return air vent out, and unfortunately we won't be able to permanently mount that until we get a TIG welder up here, because a lot of this is stainless and I've only got a MIG welder. But I did want to clarify on this door here. We cut out the coil right here, a lot of copper, but what this strip right here is what was the pain in the butt, because that's made out of stainless also, and you got to have a special blade to cut through that. I burned through two of these Diablos, but they're just made for metal. I had to go get the special Diablo blade for stainless steel. That cut through it. It still struggled. But anyhow, we're going to get back at it because it's going to be another hot one today. I'll tell you, every time you think you know where all the fasteners are, you can bet there's going to be twice the amount that you found somewhere. somewhere hiding. It's getting thinned out. Still got that damn box to go. And we're trying to cut this vent because we need all the height in here. All of it. All right, what's holding you on? Oh, yeah, that over there. That's not good. Oh, man. Oh, shut the front door. Ain't that a bite in the ding dang? I would have never thought it was going to do that.
And I just realized I haven't explained how we got to this point. So the road air is basically done. The compressor's shot. I worked on that for a good half a day, and finally it just started puking oil and locking up. So the decision was kind of made for me. The original plan was to keep it, but that just wasn't in the cards. So by now I've been struggling trying to get this box out of here for at least an hour, probably longer. And I'm starting to get to the point of it just needs to go. I know there's some wires in here that I don't want to cut, but I'm not making any headway, just trying to be ginger about it. So it's time to just get medieval on it.
I may regret this, but he's got to come out. Oh. The struggle is real. Oh, come on.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
All right, we got to take a break. Well, it's Monday, and this electrical box is trying to do me in. Holy crap. All the wiring, but mostly found an access panel in here. So we're trying to we're trying to drill out all the rivets, and they've used stainless steel, so it really sucks. But anyhow, we're hoping to get that thing out so we can get that thing out, and this box will be ready. All right, we had to get old 16th century on it with a sledgehammer. but I think it's going to come out. All right. Wow, what a pain in the sack. Okay, I need a break. All right, guys. Wow. So Jennifer got all those things out. That's just more for aesthetics because we'll paint it. And the bay pretty much cleaned out. Got a few cleanup items to do, but looks like we're ready to start popping in that guy, at least temporarily, so we can get some air in the bus because it's getting hot. Well, guys, it's starting to look like a box. Whew, it's been a long day just trying to get this box welded up. So it's basically 1.25 inch 1x, and then I got some 2-inch flat strap to serve as some mounting tabs because we're going to bolt this to the bus. I'm not going to weld it because it needs to be removable in case, God forbid, we got to take something out. But I can tell you this, after this project here, once that air is running, I've got to clean this disaster of a area up. There is stuff everywhere. Well, we're getting in the home stretch. The box is done. Now we are repairing my overzealousness with the plasma cutter. I cut these brackets off instead of just unbolting them. I just zipped them right down there. Well, come to find out, we need those brackets to put the door panel back on. So hopefully they're going to go back on. It's back on. This thing's finally working like it's supposed to. Just turn the key and it pops open. That's what it's supposed to do. The release lever for the big door is working. There's always a little safety thing because this door swings out into the way the wind's blowing, so that would be all bad. But you can see we've got the brackets welded back up for my handiwork. Seems to be holding just fine. I did take off the limiter so I can open this door all the way. And as you know, we cut the coil out. Should get plenty of airflow as this thing's going down the road. I'll admit I'm crossing my fingers for when it's parked, but the whole bottom of the bay is open. It should just direct the air down that way. I'm sure it's going to impact efficiency a little bit, but I am meeting the minimum requirements, which is 4 inches off the wall, and that's exactly what I have. These things are sandwiched. I mean, you can see it's right near the top, and then it's right near the top on this one here too. It's tight. I hope these things never have to come out. They can. That was my intent, was I didn't want to make them so difficult that I had to start cutting stuff to get them out. But it's tight fit. Let's just leave it at that. We've got everything mounted. Lines are ran, powers ran. I've got the head unit temporarily hung in here. It's where it's going to go, but I still got to put walls and stuff. So there's the head unit, and I'm just running the lines down. I still got to run a drain line, but the lines are going down into the return air there. She's all powered up, but it requires a special fitting to put a vacuum pump on the refrigeration line. This thing has R410 refrigerant. Never heard of it, but there's so many of them out right now. I can't keep up. I've got all kinds of adapters, but nothing for that. Look at this crap. This is ridiculous. So yeah, all my tools and stuff are out in this because I decided, oh, let's have a hailstorm in May.
It's actually raining right now in Reading.
It's Wednesday, and I didn't think I was going to get to film this part, so that's a win. Now they're wired up, they're connected up. We've just got to pump the air out of the lines, which is not very difficult. You just need a manifold gauge. You can get these from pretty much any auto parts store. Harbor Freight sells them. And a vacuum pump. This is a Hobo Freight model. I've got a couple other ones, but this was the closest. And the only thing with that is you need some vacuum pump oil, which I had to go get. But anyways, we're going to start this thing up, suck all the air out of this line, make sure there's no leaks, and you'll know that because the pressure will go back up if there's a leak. So here we go. Say what we're watching for is that blue gauge needs to drop down to -30. Should take about 15 minutes, honestly. No, I'm not an AC guy, but I've been around it most of my life. I will tell you, you'd want to do this even if you're not an AC person, only because you want to make sure you don't have any leaks in this thing, especially if you're going to have an AC tech come out and put Freon in your system. These come with a charge in it for up to 15 feet. I've got 25 feet of line. It says it'll be okay. I suspect I'm going to have to put a little more in it. But either way, you don't want to crack that valve open there and have a leak in your system and find that out the hard way, because this refrigerant, it's not cheap. Just the little containers on Amazon, I think, are like 200 and some odd bucks. So yeah, you don't want to mess around. This, you can get a set of gauges over Harbor Freight for like 30 bucks. The pump is, I don't know, it's less than 100. I know that. So the worst thing is you will need those 410 adapters. Get those on Amazon. I rushed over to a refrigeration supply place today, and they're 40 bucks a piece. You can get you can get 4 of them for 10 bucks on Amazon. So definitely order those before you start your project. But I have to get this done because, like I say, I'm going on vacation, and I wanted to at least have this running for you all to see it. So anyhow, like I say, this is not an expensive setup. You know, you're not doing this full time. You don't need the top quality manifold gauges. You just need something to connect your vacuum pump to the lines and have a gauge to see where it's at. Looks like we're at our 30 pounds. We'll go ahead and shut this valve. Shut this off. And we'll wait another 5 minutes, make sure that gauge don't move.
A few moments later.
All right, we pressurized it. Crack the valve. Pressure's going up. Continuing to rise. All right, I think we're going to open them both up. Let's go see if she's going to fire. Alright, let's see why we got no power. Fun fact, you have to have fuses in your fusible disconnect. Who'd have thunk it? So this is a disconnect box, and I believe they're required on a household installation of an air conditioner. And I'm putting them on the bus because eventually this thing's going to have a battery bank, so it could technically be powered even when the bus isn't plugged in. And how it works is if you're going to work on your air conditioner, you're supposed to just pull that piece out. Now you can turn it over and put it back in and it'll say on or off in some facet. This thing has a little mask that covers, like you can see right there, it says off. If you turn it over, it says on. But that's a disconnect. Not all of them have fuses that I'm aware of. I don't remember them having fuses, but they take fuses. So we got to put some fuses in this thing in order for this to work. These are just 30 amperes. They just pop in just like that. So what is that, screwdriver? I was looking for that. So basically how this works is you have, you know, a lug on each side, a line and a line and a load and a load. The load is the air conditioner. This is your hot wire. You could run 2 circuits on here for like 220 and just have the hots in here. This is a 110 system, so I put the hot and the common, and then the ground is here. But that's what this does, is it connects these two and these two. So when you unplug this, you know the system is not hot. You're not going to electrocute yourself. So I forgot to put those fuses in, so that was my problem. We have power.
Nice.
Will it do stuff is the question. Well, it's blowing. Let's see if the heat pump comes on. It's pretty quiet. Although this has a directional microphone, so it's probably going to sound louder than it really is. So that's running. God, this is stupid quiet. Well, it blows air in the direction I didn't think it would. That might cause some problems. I mean, it's good. I'm just not sure how it's going to work going down the road, but stationary, it's going to be fantastic. My concern is these slats are going to direct air in, and that's trying to push air out. But there is a big enough gap, hopefully it'll just do a circle and go out the bottom. So that's all right. I can't believe how quiet this thing is. Ooh, that's cold. Oh yeah, that's nice and cold. So I'm just happy I don't got to leave y'all hanging. Like I said, I know it's been a while since I put a video out. I try to get one out once a week, but it's been a little crazy. A lot of stuff going on. I can say Uncle Jared can suck it.
He's nuts. Got him. Got him.
Those of you that know that story will know who that's for. Everything went better than could be wished for. Basically like it never happened. So that's good news for me. Bad news for Uncle Jared. Anyhow, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching.